almost could. Despite the mess of licensing that held it back, it managed to find an audience during Dead by Daylight's massive dominance over the asymmetrical multiplayer horror boom. What made Friday the 13th the game compelling to fans was its dedication to the source material and its accurate depiction of scenarios from the films in the game. One player portrayed Jason, while the other players took on the roles of counselors attempting to survive. This led to thrilling chases and escapes, punctuated by brutal fatalities. It was fun while it lasted, but it was also infamous for its lack of polish. Gun Interactive was not deterred. However, they had no choice but to move on from Camp Crystal Lake and set their sights on Texas. Gamers could not have expected, nor would they have wished to see as much of the mad and macabre as they were about to experience in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre follows a group of youths who encounter a family of deranged cannibals while traveling through Texas. In my opinion, I thought it would be a surprise if that ain't just every other house you'd throw a rock at when you go over to that damn state. Well, what do I know? I'm one of them. Now these youngins are about to have a bad day turn to worse as they get kidnapped and taken to the family's decrepit dungeons and try to avoid Leatherface. Now this guy's a nasty chainsaw-wielding maniac, and of course he has his psychotic relatives only to make things worse. Aw, poor babies. The 1974 film portrays their desperate attempts to escape the clutches of the sadistic family and their horrifying encounters with violence and terror. The movie is known for its intense atmosphere and gritty visuals, and Gun Interactive's game aspires to emulate the visceral tension of these climactic sequences. And even I'm quaking in my loins. Whew. Because let's face it, we're supposed to feel bad for these little bitches, kids that are in danger. And let me tell you, the concept of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre as an asymmetrical horror multiplayer game makes logical sense, you hear? In this setup, the murderous Slaughter family, formerly known as Sawyer Hewitt, constitutes of a team of 3 players pitted against 4 players assuming the roles of the victims. Now that's how I like it, pushing everyone to be a team player. Each side has its unique goals to pursue and its own distinct gameplay dynamics. As the family, players are tasked with feeding Grandpa blood, which can be found in collection buckets all around the environment or extracted from the victims themselves. Now I'm gonna have to tell you right now, when I point with my big old finger, it's gonna be where Gun Interactive's Texas Chainsaw Massacre taking a bizarre departure from the grounded film by giving Grandpa a sonar ability and establishing some hive mind psychic connection with the rest of the family. Now I don't remember any of that shit. Now it's time to take off my chaps and put on my thinking cap, because I'm gonna have to go a little bit deeper with some of this shit. The mechanic makes no sense in the logical setting and the characters. It suggests that perhaps the Texas Chainsaw Massacre film is too constrained in its scope to be effectively translated into a video game. Now ain't that some horse apples? Those who can accept this unconventional choice will discover that, despite its absurdity, it's ultimately pivotal in making the gameplay as the family function. Most victims started wounded in the basement and will gradually bleed out over time. Oh no, sounds like they ain't feeling too good, huh? Using scattered health potions will restore a portion of the lost health, but this parameter is separate from the life bar. Emerging from the depths, victims must find their way out of one of the 3 maze-like levels, relying on stealth, teamwork, and the unique star sign ability of each victim. And there ain't too much crime that's needed because the victims only need to find a way to escape to the main road, which is blocked by a gate. They don't have to escape as a team, and each victim effectively plays for themselves. The gate can be opened by locating a missing valve or deactivating a generator. Regardless of the method, victims must remain quiet. Shh. Or they're gonna alert players controlling the family. So you best be worrying your pretty little rear end because you don't want to slip up now, do you? Family players cannot be killed and must prevent victims from escaping. Only Leatherface can spawn in the dungeons alongside victims, and other family characters must wake up Grandpa to gain access to the area where the victims are located. When Grandpa's awake, he will require blood. He levels up as he's fed enough blood, and with each level gained, he acquires new powers. Now that's one powerful old man with some biceps, I reckon, and it gives new meaning to that board game Don't Wake Daddy. Once activated, Grandpa's abilities can reveal any moving player. This dynamic interaction between victims and the family is definitely something that pulls me in, and the variety of bouts is further enhanced by the abilities that both sides can unlock from their skill trees. And don't you tell me I've been barking up the wrong tree this time. I think I have my finger on the right pulse. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre manages to be exciting whether playing as the family or the victims. The skill tree is built in a way that requires commitment. There's going to be many forks in the path that close when an ability is acquired. You open one door, another one closes. You know what I'm saying? Gamers can always respec at any time, but no matter what, it is impossible to make a broad jack of all trades. So don't be a jack off and start doing things right when it comes to your stats. The gameplay is finely balanced across all characters. Despite Leatherface being the character most players will likely want to play as, and I don't blame them, the developers have managed to create a sense of uniqueness and utility for the rest of the family members. Nubbins, the hitchhiker, can squeeze through narrow passages where Leatherface can, while Sissy is adept at harvesting blood to power up Grandpa, and can also poison health kits. Think you got yourself all healed up? Got him! Drayton the cook possesses an uncanny hearing ability, and Johnny can track victims' blood. Many other abilities, such as the hitchhiker's traps or Leatherface's skill at disrupted escape routes, can be unlocked to maintain a diverse and engaging experience over time. Now, I reckon you're really gonna like this one because the incredible range of abilities extends to the victims too. And while they lack personality, playing as them is very tense. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is successful at being the ultimate hide-and-seek online game. Now where'd them little sons of bitches go? While the Texas Chainsaw Massacre might excite fans initially, it noticeably lacks long-term value in its current state. Oh, horse apples. The issue is reminiscent of Evil Dead, the game, where the premise is too thin to sustain itself, much like someone who's already been drained of all of his blood. However, in that game, there was at least some attempt at single-player experience that you can find really enjoyable, albeit it was an afterthought. Dead by Daylight holds the advantage of time. As the pioneer of its genre, it has no direct comparisons upon its initial release. And when I played that game I did. Since its debut in 2016, the game has seen years of content additions and has cultivated a dedicated following. Releasing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in a completely barren state might not draw in new users, particularly when Dead by Daylight already features Leatherface amongst its roster of killers. Now what the hell, man? Now that's some worse overlap than what I find in my britches. Now I may not know how to read or have a crystal ball or be able to read a crystal ball, but perhaps in the future, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre will receive updates similar to the offline missions found in Evil Dead, the game, or how like Friday the 13th, the game eventually did. And I reckon an offline mode with bots is truly necessary, allowing players to practice and grasp the gameplay mechanics, and becoming familiar with the layouts of the three paltry stages. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre does dress to impress and manages to accurately depict the aesthetics of the first film. Now, here's some rotten buckwheat for you. Sadly, only the rights to the original movie could be represented, and this sorely limits the game. And I find that to be a shame and lame. In addition to this unkindness, Sissy and Johnny are the only new family members, and they have boring designs compared to Drayton, Nubbins, and of course Leatherface. Leatherface is the only family member with alternative skins, Butcher or Old Lady, and of course that dinner jacket. The victims get boring color palette swaps for their skins, and sadly, there are no skins based on Sally, Sexy Backless Pam, or even Stretch or Lefty from the sequel. It's like having fun with only one victim in my basement. I'm left hungry for more. Now, I may have special needs, and I may be a man with needs, but this family is in dire need of skins skins representing other family members. A skin based on Vilmer's could be fitting for the cook, while Tinker's gadget expertise would suit a hitchhiker's skin as well. What about Chop Top and Tex? It's unfortunate that Gun Interactive can't utilize these characters, but they could have at least attempted to design Johnny and Sissy to be less boring. Cause in the world of lame games, you're losing when you have people snoozing. Compared to Friday the 13th, the game, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a dramatic improvement in its polish. Some minor things don't make sense, like Grandpa's powers, but the core experience still gives me a pretty decent fear bone, if you know what I mean. And overall, it is distinct from the other asymmetrical multiplayer horror games. I'll give it that. When the Texas Chainsaw Massacre receives a few substantial updates, similar to what happened with Evil Dead the game, it will realize its full potential, I reckon. Going into it now is still a blast, but lacks enough meat on its bones to make a suit that would make Grandpa proud. Gotta clean my pants cause I messed this. This ain't about any old southbound shithole clown town in Memphis. It's about Texas. Should've said this with the bestest. It's freedom and a half, it's the final vestige. Now here's my gun nozzle, now caress this. And don't get pissed cause you're stuck in the hole with a bunch of teenage kids smelling close to septic. Don't run away, you're on videotape. Your death scene will make every viewer online need some KO pep tape. But I gestate in a bloodbath, so damn. And no one does it better than my old man Graham. He's drinking all the blood. Now here's another bucket, slurping it down without a bib. Oh fuck it, we got work to do and kids to slay. Gonna cut off your skin for Leatherface's birthday. He's gonna want to wear it and chase you with the noise, but not in that specific order. But get ready, boys. If you like to cut, if you like to chase, if you wanna kill, I can give you a taste. It's a chainsaw kill, it's a Texas night. Leatherface gonna chop you up tonight. Here's the rhythm of the game, the law of the land. You only got 3 levels and we're a little bland. But make no mistake, you can have a good time with these 3 levels with all your friends all online. Gonna ride tonight, a little Texas bitch is gonna die tonight. All with her friends, gonna die tonight. A jock slut nerd and another friend gonna ride tonight.
Did you enjoy that, my lovelies? For more news, previews, and reviews, please like and subscribe.